So here we are at the FishLab booth with Bill Siemantel. I've actually been a follower of Bill for a long time as a lure designer myself. I love to see other guys' creations. This guy has put out some amazing stuff over the years, from the rat to the BBZ trout. And now we've got the BBZ 4.5 and 6-inch swim bait. He's going to tell us all about it right here.
Yeah, the cool thing, guys, you know, like you said, we've been doing swim baits for a very long time. This has been in the back pocket that I've been doing for about 30 years. And what I learned going back into the really finesse thing with like the float and fly, suspended animation is a trick and a technique that people are finally getting on with forward-facing sonar.
Yep.
Mine was forward-facing sight my whole life, watching it in the water column. Now they're seeing it in real time.
Absolutely.
And it's all about having baits. So I was building swim baits that were like a super slow sink suspending system. And since now I've been over here at FishLab, they're saying, okay, what do you want to do? And I said, I want to do a couple things. I want to come out with baits that first of all hit the market, especially with you guys being in the Northeast and stuff. I want to be able to target not only the inshore fishing, but a lot of the freshwater, that crossover from anything from trout to stripers to bass. So when they said that, they said, what do you want to come out with? I said, I want to come out with two baits that are going to hit the mark for something with the menhaden shad, gizzard shad, threadfin shad, mullet, you name it.
Absolutely.
So we came out with a 4.5 swim bait and a 6-inch. The 6-inch is approximately 1.5 ounces. Okay. The 4.5 is right around 5/8. So you have a great weight system right off the bat. 4-piece section, and I came back with one of my old designs with the tail section. It's a softer PVC, so they're very durable. You're not going to have to worry about the tail ripping off if you get a big striper or you want to, you know, the toothy critters, even a pike or, you know, yep, a northern. But it's durable. BKK hooks, really good hardware. But here's where the magic comes. When I built these baits, now we got a little crossover.
Tangle going on here.
But that's how we roll. What I wanted to do with these baits is get that system on a line. So your whole thing is being able to get a bait that falls at a certain speed. So the 6-inch I built off 20-pound test mono.
Okay.
So it's going to have a different float. So people don't understand, with mono, fluorocarbon, and braid, each line has a different float value. And you could use the line as a bobber. It holds the bait up and you can work it different. It makes the bait come alive, where other baits, they're so heavy with swim baits, as you've been a lure designer, that a lot of them you have to throw and bring them in. Yep. And they're going to fall through the water column too quick, yep, or the floaters are going to come up too fast, so they get out of that strike zone. So with 20-pound mono, this is going to drop 1 foot every 5 seconds.
That's insane. That's
if
awesome.
you do 40-pound test for stripers, it's going to drop slower. Lighter line or fluorocarbon, a little quicker through the water column. The 4.5, I built it off 15-pound test fluorocarbon. It drops 1 foot every 3 seconds. But the cool part is, this is dropping a bait horizontal, right? 3 degrees nose down. That means on a completely drop, it has that natural spiral, the 100%. Death spiral. When it hits the bottom on the tank, these are going to be the first hard baits that you could actually walk the dog on the bottom without the hook clearance. So watch the big one. We're going to be able to let it go down there, slack line it, pop it, let it do directional changes. Pop it, do directional changes. You could actually start walking the dog across the bottom. And the cool thing about it, when you have a bait that's really buoyant, natural, when a fish goes down to invert on that, it actually will move the bait itself. It looks like it's trying to get away. So I'm having incredible hookup ratio and bite on the bottom of swim baits that we've never really done before. Or I've done for years, but I've kept it a secret. The other cool thing about the guys who love to mooch, that puts a bait, they just want to hang it off the boat. Big smallies come up underneath it. The stripers will do a run through it. This will suspend horizontally on the line in the water column.
Fantastic.
Okay. Now you get fall. They're chasing bait. You want to take this bait and make it floater. High rod stick, super slow. You have a top water slow rolling bait. Okay. Problem is, sometimes you want some speed. Rod tip down. That thing will burn and track true across the top of the water, and then you have the capability of old school, like a suspended rip bait, is letting it go down and doing your rip and pause. So multiple techniques within a bait that the price point of $19.99 for the 6-inch and $17.99 for the 4.5 is going to hit the mark. And we have the colors. We have mullet colors. It's going to help you guys with the fishermen, the guys who fish stripers, the guys who are fishing inshore, in the wheelhouse, but the anglers that are fishing, you know, in inland, you know, the lakes, the rivers, the ponds, you know, the trout. I'm catching trout on them. I'm catching crappie on them. I'm catching bluegill. Like, these baits are the wheelhouse of everything that eats out there.
That's great.
So we have the bone, sexy bone colors. We have the ayu. We have the rainbow trout. So we have 7 incredible colors coming out right off the bat. So.
And these are available now?
Or people are ordering them now. A lot of them are pre-sale, and then they're going to be out. They're looking at the end of this quarter to have them in everybody's hands so they can hit that fall run.
Excellent. And so, same thing with the smaller one. I could rip this one. I can fish it super slow.
Dude, throw it. Just do a little thing. The cool thing about it is you can keep it in that water column. And what guys are finding out, especially if you're doing inshore and stuff, if you buy the mangroves or you're buying any docks or something, you don't want a bait that you're working it good and then you stop it and life dies.
Right.
This one, you can keep it almost suspended in their face, twitch it, do 180-degree turns. You can maneuver this bait like a real live bait in front of a fish. And the crazy part is, like I said, when you finally understand suspended animation and how a bait suspends in the water, the fish that approach it, the predators, that bait reacts to them almost in real life. Like, as they push into it, that bait, since it's so suspended, it starts turning and moving, and man, that triggers these big fish left and right, man. So,
Bill, I can feel the passion.
Dude,
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So thank you very, very much.
And I got to tell you guys, the Fisherman, man, your magazine, your content, your information, make sure you guys follow these guys, because the cool thing about it, we built these baits in California since the 80s. And it's slowly going across the country, but it's not, it's people like you, true anglers that have the right content, that are showing people the right baits with the right techniques, that if you guys are not following the fishermen and reading their content with the right pros, with the right anglers, with the right baits, you're missing out on lifetime, you know, achievements, you know, from personal best to, you know, winning tournaments to getting a kid out fishing and catching his first fish.
Absolutely.
So make sure you guys follow these guys. They're incredible. And I hope you guys,
thanks, Bill.
I hope you guys come back next year, because wait till you see what I got coming.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot.
All right.